Vintage Brut goes back to the very beginning of Domaine Chandon in Australia. That was the first wine that we actually made. Back in the 1980s, there was very little premium traditional method sparkling wine being produced in Australia, and Domaine Chandon really led with that. Domaine Chandon's founder, Tony Jordan, at the very beginning had very little instructions from Moet and Chandon. I think that was, from a stylistic point of view, that was very brave, but also a really good decision because it left the Australian know-how to take it where it needed to go. Moet's intention was to make a delicious wine and a wine that reflected the best Australian vineyards and traditional method. Australian wine has a long history of producing each year a different vintage, and the intention was to show off our wonderful vineyards and the great places that we grow our grapes in each different season. So rather than having a non-vintage wine, the idea was to have a vintage that reflected the year that had just been. Sometimes it's interesting in winemaking because you don't always know where you're going stylistically, but until you start looking back at what you've done. And it's a really clear consistency through the Chandon Vintage Brut along the themes of elegance and finesse, beautiful fruit flavours, reflecting the vineyards and the season, and all within a house style.